Welcome back. A lot, this just popped into my head. A lot of us have been watching maybe more TV or more programs than usual, and I wanted to be like, how's it going out there, all you cats and kittens? Anyone who's seen Tiger King will know that reference. Definitely a show I wouldn't normally watch. With some entertainment value there, for sure. Also a lot of gratitude about in a non-judgmental way about where I'm at in my life and just feeling super grateful for my learning and my coping skills. So sometimes that's the best thing about watching certain things is we can just be really grateful for where we're at. There is really not a whole lot of personal chaos in my life right now, and I'm milking that for all it's worth. So thanks for joining me back here for another angel card reading. Getting kind of tuned in to what the angels have to say, what these higher beings, this energy that vibrates on a much higher level than we do, but is always guiding us, inspiring us, holding this higher vibration for us, and we can choose to rise up, to tap in, to meet this energy, and let ourselves go there. Or we can watch things on Netflix that don't feel very good and probably have a lower vibrational day. I feel like 4 is a pretty good number. So we're just going to go with that. So the first one, just going to turn these over. Got 4 here. We've got a water card, remember, tied to emotion. I see this card a lot. I pull this card for people a lot when they're experiencing burnout or the end of a relationship. The 8 of Water is a card that holds an energy of almost defeat and exhaustion. It's when you're ready to move on with something or from something, when you know what doesn't serve you and you want to let go and move into something different. And boy, aren't we all feeling this right now, right? This is so present for all of us. I know in our state, we just got our lockdown extended through the end of the month, and it's like, wow, this presence that's coming long term, it brings up stuff for us. But you know what else it brings? And you'll see at the bottom of this card here is spiritual growth, emotional growth. This shift again that we're going through, we're not going to be able to unlearn what we're learning now. And so be patient with yourself and your learning and your growth. And just recognize that there's nothing you need to do, right? This pressure that I have to be doing something or being positive, or I'm saying just take it a day at a time. Be open to an intention about what you want to cultivate during this time, if anything. Like, man, I'd like to be feeling better about just being able to be present, or I'd like to be able to hold this fear without becoming completely overwhelmed. I'd like to have more trust in my path. Anything that shows up, just let it be there. Hold it like you would a child. If a child comes to your door right now lost and scared, you're not going to slam the door in that child's face. You're going to invite that child in. You're going to have them sit with you. You're going to have them, you're going to hold them and soothe them. That's what's important to be doing for yourself. And that's what this card of exhaustion and I'm just over this shows up for. It's confirmation that a lot of us are here, and just to take care of yourself and to acknowledge that it's for something, that there's going to be growth. Really good card. Man, 3 waters and one earth card, tied to physical life, our health, our finances, our work, our home, right? We've got page of earth. And this is a card of hope, right? This is a card of, that the money, it's usually tied to finances. And so it's affirmation that the money is there. Money can come in all sorts of different ways that we're not expecting or anticipating. So if you specifically have fear around money and receiving right now, I want you, when you can, as often as possible, to tell yourself a different story. Instead of, there's no money, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, I want you to be open to saying, money can come in a lot of different ways. And there is, like I said last week, there's some signs like in astrology, and even I'm feeling it here, is that shifts are happening. People are going to be so to a level that they feel kind of break themselves down, that they can't go any lower. So then it's going to create that allowing for money to come back in. It's kind of like the person who's bankrupt, that they lose. It's not until they lose everything that then all of a sudden things start to get better. It's because by the time they lose everything, they just say, well, there's nothing left to lose, and they go into surrender and allowing. So just take yourself to that space of surrender and allowing now. Money can come. Things can get more stable for me. I'm going to figure out new ways to save or to receive. And if you have a hard time receiving, if you're a giver, then receiving doesn't come naturally to you. So I want you to make receiving a priority, and that means just in little ways. Taking a nap, reading a book, do the little things that you want to do to allow yourself to receive, and then the bigger things will come, and you're allowing yourself to receive in small ways. Lots of emotion, guys. These are all three of these water cards, and this one, that last one was upside down, indicating resistance of receiving. And this one is also upside down. We've got the King of Water. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. And so opening your mind and your heart when you're in a space of chaos and destruction and uncertainty is really, really challenging. So try to open yourself up where you can, in giving to others, in volunteer work, in little ways that you can give, and again, allowing yourself ways to receive. So with a pandemic, of course, and knowing, this person could be sick and we don't know it, it kind of takes away that trustworthiness as we're around people. Most of us are locked down right now, but even if you go to the grocery store, it feels weird now, doesn't it? Like, don't get too close to people. And it's this energy of fear and like, stay away from me. I don't trust that you're okay. And man, that doesn't feel good. It takes us to that emotional state of fear, right? And so I think that's why this one is blocked. It's really hard right now to open your heart and mind to those around you. And so when you can and where you can, try to get yourself every day in a place of feeling okay, because that's what you're going to bring out into the world, even if you're out in the world or not. This energy vibration that you hold, this person you choose to be every day, allows those feelings, that energy, to go out into the world. And I know it sounds like woo-woo stuff, but you are doing your job. It's not just the leaders that run this country. It's not just the president or the governors, and God bless them all, right? Like, what a hard job. But you have a stake in this too. You have say in this too. You're not being ran by them. It can feel like that, but what's happening is that you are also contributing by your thoughts and your feelings and what you're putting out into the world. So be really mindful of being the best version of yourself and putting the best out there that you can. And how you know is whether or not it feels good. Is what you're saying, what you're doing, is it coming from a space of the heart? From alignment with your creator? Is it something that feels good to put out, or is it fear-based? And is it feeling scary and uncertain and bad, and don't do this and don't do that, and you got to do this? It's stay in your own hula hoop. You don't need to be telling anybody else what to do. Just check in with what feels right to you and do more of that. Okay. Oh, okay. So another water card. This one is not upside down. It talks about our intuition, and heightened psychic abilities, which we all have, but it just means that you're more in touch with your sixth sense. And now I want to tell you why this is interesting, because I think part of the shift for us has been about moving out of the five senses, more into our sixth sense, our intuition, to determine what we really want in a society, in a culture, in a global world. We want to get clearer and clearer on what this means, because we're starting to see these systems, these constructs fall away. Like the idea that I can't live without getting my nails done really falls away quickly, doesn't it? So, sorry, my Pandora is upset. Um, so tap into that for you, because as you start to shift and transform, you're gonna see us move into a new phase collectively too, as we all get clearer and clearer on what we want. Um, this is a good card, you guys. I have seen this shift of tuning in instead of looking outside of ourselves to feel better. I'm seeing it every week a little bit more, and so you're getting clearer on what it is you want, what's really important, what truly matters, and so allow that process to happen. That's pretty fun when you can get to that state. And for those of you that are in that place of fear a lot of the time, I send love, because that's a really hard spot to be in. But what I know is that you can only be there for so long before you kind of hit bottom. And once you hit bottom, there's a release of resistance, nowhere to go but up. And that's what's going to happen for you too. So hang in there. We'll see you guys next week.